Last week on the show, we were talking about Kay's Good Cooking, the worst chef on all of YouTube. And speaking of chef, she's from a place called Sheffield. And I was theorizing that maybe everyone in Sheffield in the UK is the dumbest, mostly based on Kay, her son Lee, and the cast of characters all around them. But I also recalled a listener of ours, a man that we refer to as Sheffield, the guy who actually made me quit doing our Friday night show because he was such a hassle to deal with. And sure, it's easy to chalk up a listener as being like the dumbest. We do that a lot on this show, much to the chagrin of people who are trying to get into this show. Sheffield is a guy that many of us wanted to rage quit over. Many of the listeners of the show, many of the members of our cult hated Sheffield, the way he talked, the things he would do. But then it got more sinister. The other night, we discovered something about Sheffield that I hadn't seen the likes of from a listener since Robert Robinson. Let's go bully the internet. This is Pod Awful.
Pod Awful sucks.
Stuck in the back and you wanna die. Pod off makes that worse. You're government leaves, they won't let you fly. Oh, quench your thirst.
You know what? You're not funny. I want to really kick your ass.
I'm in that ass, bro.
Pod Awful. Jesse P.S., your host. You can friend me on Facebook, facebook.com/Mark Zuckerberg's Asian Dildo 2. Facebook.com/Mark Zuckerberg's Asian Dildo 2. Why is that my name on there? Because I've been banned, and that's my alt account. When I get zucked, I gotta zuck them back, all right? You can also friend me at Facebook.com/JessePS. Why would you do that? I don't know. Because it's probably not a good idea considering our track record with listeners and what ends up happening to them. The show,
we know who the only ones that are going to actually do it are.
Well, we don't always. Now, of course, the voice you just heard, that's one of our listeners we have here tonight. Paul. Listener Paul is here. We also,
Heidi ho.
Heidi ho. We also have Angie and Caleb are with us tonight.
Hey. It's just Angie.
Oh, it's just Angie. Just Angie. Sorry. Caleb's in the shop for repair. And then we also have Chewy with us.
Yeah.
And there's a reason I've assembled this task force for tonight. Now, this is not everybody who was sort of involved in the uncovering of this incident. Not everyone could make it tonight. We're doing this on a special night, a Monday night. But this is, about half of the people who are involved in uncovering all of this crazy stuff.
We still have some agents are still undercover.
There's some agents who will remain undercover, in fact. There's some people that I will not reveal the sources or where I get all my intel from. But let me tell you this before we get into this. I would never come on this show and lie and make an accusation so drastic about somebody. Especially when it's one of these instances that is becoming a more regular occurrence, and I don't like this, where we're having the phenomenon of listener turned goon. Now, we had this happen with Robert Robinson, of course. Robert Robinson, if you don't know, we have this weird track record on the show now of catching pedophiles. And Predators, yes, predators. Robert Robinson, one of our top goons as of late, until recently. We've kind of dropped off the map with him now because it's gotten boring. And that's the way these things go with goons. We cycle through them as they get exciting and as they wear down our patience. And also, by the way, we won our war against him. Just an update on Robert.
Big win.
Just an update on Robert Robinson real quick. He's not allowed anywhere anymore thanks to our show. And that's what I'm saying is Pod Awful has this weird track record of not intending to, but getting predators off the street or at least exposing them for.
And we always win.
And we always win. Now, this isn't a war. We're not doing World War tonight. This is a normal show, so I don't want to make this a whole thing. But I also can't rightfully talk about something like this where we have concrete 100% 100% proof evidence for what we're talking about.
I was in there like lawyering for this new goon because I didn't want to throw out this accusation unless it was rock solid.
It almost didn't happen.
It had to be rock solid. We were not going to come out with this unless we had 100% proof, and I guarantee you we have it. And again, I cannot reveal all my sources. I cannot give you everything. Certain parts of this endeavor were undertaken not by me, by the way. I actually stumbled into this in progress. Paul, I think you can say at least that much. That
we weren't even going to talk. Like I said, it almost didn't happen. I nearly gave up at one point, and then it picked back up, and I had to bring you in, and then the shit really hit the fan.
There was a mysterious operative who, after we discovered this sort of insane thing going on, did some investigation, and I can say probably not 100% legal means were used for this.
No. Very illegal means were used.
Okay, I don't know.
No. We figured out that it's perfectly legal.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I don't know. Again, I don't know everything. I had nothing to do with the actual investigation. I do, however, have to do with presenting the evidence because I have the evidence tonight. So what are we talking about? We have this listener, Sheffield, who I think Angie, one of our nicest people, would you say that Sheffield is the worst listener we've had in a long time in many respects?
Well, yeah, and you guys know me, I'm not going to be an asshole to anybody, but Sheffield is always inviting me onto his rabbit streams, and I would just be I'm too busy because that's literally the last thing I want to do with my time is watch his rabbit streams.
Right. So
and
by the way,
Angie, tell them why you don't like his rabbit stream specifically.
Well, hang on. Before you do that, Angie, I do want you to do that. This rabbit stream is very important to the story, so I think we should explain to people out there if they aren't familiar with Rabbit. Rabbit is a service online similar to Google Hangouts. Although it's more based around sharing your screen and sharing videos and media. It's a lot of hanging out with people and kind of watching stuff together. We've used it on this very show to watch the Bill Nye thing when we did the Surviving Bill Nye episode. Now, Angie, go ahead with your opinions on Sheffield's Rabbit Hangout.
Well, he's just how he's into graffiti and stuff. He was just watching videos of himself in I don't know, graffiti documentaries or something. Or his work or something. It's the most boring shit ever.
Wow. So that is insane to me. I have never. So this is the thing that's been going on with Sheffield. And after I say this, we'll paint the picture of the man if you don't know the guy, because you're going to love this story. This is a beautiful narrative that only gets crafted in the world, the universe of Pod Awful in many ways. But let me just say this. Sheffield has been doing this thing for a while now where he joined our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group we call The Cult. In fact, you know what? I'll play you a little ad for that real quick. How about that?
This is my dad's stereo.
Come on, Larry, take a chance. Let's party.
Join our cult on Facebook. PodAwful.com/cult. Hope you have not longer.
Fart party! They coming to my fart party! My fart party! My fart party! My fart party!
And by the way, in the chat room, they are losing it over the fact that he's watching videos of himself in there. That is insane.
Not only are they videos of himself, they're his own videos.
Right. He made the video, and it's a video of himself, and he's playing it for just himself. But the thing he's been doing, and join that Facebook group.
Inviting us.
Again, podawful.com/cult. A lot of people out there, they want more Pod Awful. The show, it truly never ends when you go to our Facebook group. There's
even
always,
if you want it to.
Yeah, you'll wish it would end.
There will come a time where you'll become Sheffield and you'll wish you hadn't joined it. But until then,
join anyway though.
Until then, it's a great ride, and you get early access to some of this great content too in there. So that's why I wanted to play that thing in there. Is Sheffield joined our cult, and he started doing this thing where he shared his Rabbit link in there. Now, I deleted it the first few times, but after a while, I realized I could be getting rid of a lol cow here. This could be content eventually. So I started letting it slip through. Occasionally, on a random night, he'd post his link in there. He's lonely. He's bored. He wants the cult members in there. I have never gone in. Angie, you're a...
Well, let's be clear. Not only did no one really ever go in there, no one even commented or liked his post.
No, the post would always disappear on its own.
It just slipped through and fell down the timeline.
But Angie, you're a very brave woman for ever traversing those Sheffield waters and going in there and watching his mania.
I just did it that once because I was like, well, I'll just click on it and see what it is, right?
Right.
And then I instantly needed to leave.
Yeah. Well, and you'll be more glad you did tonight. Now, with the information we have now. So let's paint a picture of Sheffield the man before we get into Sheffield the crimes.
Let's spray paint a picture.
Let's spray paint a picture of Sheffield the man. Perfect. So, Sheffield the man, he's from Sheffield. That's why he's called Sheffield. Our introduction to him was he came onto our Friday show, Friday Night Hangout Explosion, back when we were doing that. Again, he is the reason we don't do that anymore. And you're lucky I didn't quit that show the night Sheffield joined. Because when he joined, the most insane thing that ever happened on that show happened. He came on, and it was just a constant echo back. There was non-stop feedback.
Oh, I missed this episode.
And we couldn't kick him out. We had to start a brand new hangout for the first time in like 2 years to get rid of him. And then he showed up the next week, same shit. 2 weeks later, I believe it was, he showed up again, and that's when we discovered the real man. Sheffield the real man. Let's describe him. He's a man who is, 45 years old, I would say? He's sort of...
UK Patrick, we called him.
UK Patrick. Yeah, we had this listener, Patrick, for a long time, who was kind of a nuisance, too, who almost became a goon himself. He was an old man. He's the kind of guy who's in his 40s but looks like he should be even older than that. You know, he's the kind of guy where you would cast him as the mean principal at middle school.
Yeah, he would be the villain no matter what you casted him as him.
He's bald. He sits on his floor, and he's a grown man.
Very weathered.
He's very weathered.
Only smokes 2 cigarettes a night, though, guys.
Wears sunglasses at night. Is drinking all the time, and most importantly, is a graffiti artist. And we'll get into some graffiti talk in a bit, too.
He would say graph. He would say graph.
Yeah,
artist.
he calls it graph. And on top of that, he's from Sheffield in the UK, so he has the dumbest accent. He sounds stupid. Now, I know a lot of Americans, at least. I don't know how this is in Canada, Chewy, is it a thing where... you guys assume British people are smart because of their accents?
Yeah, a lot of us do.
Okay, so a North American phenomenon, that is, then.
Yeah, that happened to me. I was working with 3 guys from England, and everyone thought they were charming. You know, really smart. I hung out with them a lot. They were fucking retarded.
Yeah.
I always think they're evil.
I'd ever met.
Right. Well,
everybody was just in love with them because of their idiotic accents.
Because of my involvement with this Sheffield stuff, because of my involvement with the K universe, the K-hole, the K-tricks, I have been listening to a lot of British stuff, a lot of the talking, and now it's the same thing as hearing like an Italian Guido to me. It is the essence of dumb guy voice. It's the
hey guys, I'm Joey Salad.
Yeah, it's the European version of a dumb guy voice to me now. Naturally, here in America, when you are just saying something as if it's a dumb guy saying it, we just go into an Italian accent. Like, people do that without realizing it now. That's a thing where you just go, like, hey, look at me over here. I'm a fucking retard. That should now be the accent you should be doing with that now is the Sheffield accent. Sheffield has that accent. I'm not that good at it, to be honest. But he says a lot of respect. He says a lot of bruv, a lot of things like that. He's basically
shout out. He says shout out a lot.
He's an inch away from being just a Cockney.
He's the kind of guy that Sacha Baron Cohen is making fun of when he does Ali G.
Right. It's what is that?
Oh, very much.
What is that?
Chav.
Chav. Yes.
Chav.
Is that what you call it?
A chav, yes. Someone from Stains. Yeah, it's a lot like Ali G. That's very good, Chewy, yeah. So he's basically a with no irony, Ali G. Ins and outs, booyakasha. He might as well be saying that. So that is Sheffield. That is the way he sounds. That is what he looks like. And his main thing is graffiti. A man in his 40s should be past that. Now,
well, for the record, we found after the investigation, without going too far, there was a documentary.
Paul, don't worry. That's exactly where I'm going. That is next. Paul, for once, hitting his marks.
Sorry, this is why he can't get over it.
There was a documentary done in the UK called Graffiti Wars that Sheffield somehow stumbled his dumb ass into. I have that video for you, and I'm going to play it from the part where Sheffield joins so that you can enjoy this. Now, remember, those of you listening to the audio version of this, after we record this live, you can check out the video version over at youtube.com/PODAWFUL. I suggest you subscribe to us there. We are live as we are every Sunday, Wednesday, maybe Friday soon. 8 p.m. Eastern time over at PODAWFUL.tv. I might bring back Friday show just because we're about to take down Sheffield.
There we go.
But live over at PODAWFUL.tv, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we do have the video stream going. We do have the chat room going on. And again, people were losing it before about Sheffield, how dumb he is watching himself. I'm sure, Angie, this is probably one of the videos you were being forced to watch when you joined his Rabbit thing. Is this Graffiti Wars doc?
No. But I have seen.
You have seen
Oh,
it.
sorry. Can we get a screen share for this part?
I'm sorry about that.
I
Yes,
agree.
You absolutely can. Let me get that screen shared for these guys. And again, if you want to see this, you can check it out over at youtube.com/PodAwful. Subscribe to us there. And definitely check out the live show. It's always a treat. All right, this is Graffiti Wars. This is Sheffield, who was known back in the day. Maybe this is still his graffiti man tag. What do you call that? A graffito? This is his graffiti man tag, Chrome. Of course, spelled wrong because he's from Sheffield.
Yeah, he says super chrome.
I've got some nozzles what we use on the top
Wow, okay.
cans.
Yeah.
This is a fat cap. The filling in. You've got your fading cap, which is that.
So he's showing the different types of
Just the
caps
fade colours together.
for spray paint cans. So you know how the art of the game. He's telling you everything you need to know. He's, of course, wearing his sunglasses. And keep in mind, this is from 1999. So he's still old here.
Yeah, he looks old. He's already balding quite a bit.
He's not bald, but he is balding. And he is still old, even though this is from over a decade ago. And the video
nearly 20 years.
The video does mess up quite a bit in this part, but I actually kind of like the aesthetic of that, so we'll just go with it.
And your skinny cap, which is that.
Yeah, you can tell based on what he's wearing that Oasis was big at the time.
Yes. Yeah, he is basically trying to dress like Liam Gallagher.
I mean, final outline.
It must kill him that part, like his debut in this video, is fucked up on the internet. He must hate that, right? If he's sitting around watching,
he's always on the hunt for the a better version.
If he's sitting around watching videos of himself, that would kill him to see this.
I don't know how you could do that. Do you watch videos of yourself, Jesse? Like other than editing and
other than editing, absolutely not. No. Other than editing and the pre-show for tonight's show.
Sheffield is at war with graffiti.
Wow. So, by the way, that they don't mean Sheffield the guy. They mean Sheffield.
Add some context here.
The town. So that's why. So he is from Sheffield. Graffiti's a big deal there because it is the type of place full of these chavs, these lowlifes, these scum.
Not long ago, a notorious graffiti writer was sentenced to 5 years in jail. For
All right, you get it. He's in more of the documentary. Maybe we can.
Yeah, he has a really long part actually, but that's all you needed to see.
That gives you the basic idea of Sheffield, and you hear the way he's talking. That's him trying to sound cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, isn't it? I'm down here. Everything's real clip because
this is your basic cap.
Basic cap. If I speak more than this, you'll know I'm an idiot. So he does that thing where he knows at the very least he's aware enough to know that if he talks too much, it makes it obvious that he's stupid. So he's got to do it in little clips and phrases. Yep, right here, piece of cut, isn't it? So, all right. And that's a dumb guy. That's what an Italian guy does too. They talk like that too. These mob guys.
He types like that too.
He types like that because he doesn't know how to type. You should see the things this guy's typing. It's nonsense. Well, we've seen a lot of what Sheffield's been typing, as a matter of fact. Now, all right, I'm a little unsure of which way to go with this, to be honest, guys. What the next part we should reveal is. I want to talk about the rabbit thing, but I think
I'm willing to set the timeline.
Well,
and I don't.
That's all right. Scott's not here, but what I think we should do is Scott actually brought a lot of this to our attention in our
That's true.
In our Facebook group.
Is that where you want to start for the average listener, where their timeline starts?
Why don't we start with Sheffield's YouTube account? How about that?
Okay.
I think that makes the most sense. So let me show you guys a little something here. Scott came to the POD AWFUL cult. Again, something that Sheffield is a member of. He came to the POD AWFUL cult and he said, all this recent coverage of pedophiles has Zan Byatt doing some real soul searching. Now, if you're wondering...
This is very early in the morning, by the way.
Very early.
Like 6:30 in the morning.
This is very early in the morning. It's insanely early. And I'm going to show you this screenshot that Scott took. But in case you're wondering who is Zan Byatt, Sheffield is a man known by many names, as we've discovered, as much like Robert Robinson, who also goes by Robert Cassio.
Starting to build a profile here.
Robert Pure Thetan, and all these other different names he goes by.
And by the way, we did a lot of investigating into this, and his real name is actually Zan.
Yeah, so Zan Byatt is his actual name. We had no idea. He's got many accounts, much like Robert Robinson. He's got accounts all over the internet. Under different names, with different
Simmons, that's another one.
Different personalities. All these are, he goes by Ian sometimes. There's a lot of... Sheffield's a man of many faces, of many names, many hats. Actually, the same hat every time. It's always graffiti, except in one place, but we'll get to that in a second. So, very strangely, it's going to say 4:12 p.m. On the screenshot here because Scott is in Australia. But that was, like 4 a.m. for us or something over here. Very early in the wee hours of the morning, it looks like Sheffield was doing some soul searching because he posted a video to his YouTube. This is real. This is not doctored. Nobody did this to him. He posted a video called I Might Be a Pedo. And you can see here, it says Sheffield Graffiti Archaeology. That was his actual YouTube account. Don't go bother looking for it because he has deleted it. Which is
not swiftly, by the way.
Not swiftly. It was up for hours. Many people saw it. We have many people who can corroborate this. But for the hours it was up, and not a good...
It received several likes and shares, as I recall.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So he posts a video saying, I might be a pedo to his own account. And you see here the thumbnail not looking good. This is a very young-looking girl looking like she's in states of undress.
It should be pointed out that this, what this video is, that what we're seeing is images.
Hang on.
Oh, wait.
I'll play the video for you. I've got the video.
Oh, you had the video.
Oh, you have the video.
I was searching for it, hoping I had it.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, guys, come now.
Okay.
I deal with Robert Robinson.
Can I paint the picture before we watch this video?
Hang on, we're not there yet.
Okay.
We haven't even looked at the whole screenshot here. So again, wee hours of the morning for us. Probably around 8 a.m. or something, I would say, for Sheffield this was posted. But he's a guy. He's a graffiti artist. He ain't waking up early. By the way, another thing we need to paint the picture of, spray paint the picture of here. Sheffield lives at home with his elderly parents as a 45-year-old man. Just so we're
not
clear.
to take care of them, mind you.
Not to take care of them. He'll try to argue that, but that is not the reason. No. In fact, he's doing a very poor job of taking care of them because he made a GoFundMe for his dad. Should we talk about this? We found a GoFundMe that he made for his dad that received absolutely zero money.
Not only did he not start it off.
Yeah, he didn't.
No one did.
He didn't even put $1 in there just to get things going. Received 0 money. His dying father, who, by the way, looks exactly like him. And I don't even mean like the way a guy looks like his dad. I mean, it could be him in the pictures. He doesn't even look older. Sheffield looks as old as his own old dad. All right, but let's get back to this screenshot here. That's the important thing of the moment. So he posts to his own thing, I might be a pedo. Some real soul searching going on from Sheffield. Then he posts a second video, and it's called EVIDECE is Mounting. Now, I will say, I believe that the intention here was that it was supposed to say evidence, but again, Sheffield can't spell. And in the picture, there's a little girl provocatively putting on lipstick. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Jesse, this could be nothing. This could be a prank. This could be anything. But again, Daddy got the video for the kids. Okay?
And
I don't want to watch that one.
I'm going to force you guys to watch this stuff because here's what's going on right now. Sheffield, once he discovered this, went into full-on damage control mode.
Lockdown.
Lock the gates. And he is on a campaign to make other graffiti artists in his circle believe that he is being hacked and this is being done to him.
By the way, my pizza's here. I will be back.
Oh, good to know. You know what? Since it's a pizza break for Paul and this is Paul Awful, why don't we head on over to the Pod Awful mini fridge for a second? How about that?
Hell yeah.
Our show is, of course, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Remember, Dr. Pepper, it's the only medicine recommended to me, Daddy, who brought you the videos on Sheffield, who's got the EVIDECE. The EVIDECE is mounting. We are brought to you by Dr. Pepper, recommended to me as my medicine, Daddy's medicine, don't you know? Drink Dr. Pepper at home if you got it, guys. And the way you can support our show is by going to our iTunes page or any of our podcast, whatever you use for podcasts. If they've got a thing where you can leave a 5-star review, you can leave some sort of message on there about what you think about the show. Don't say shit about Pod Awful. Instead, say something nice about the soda pop Dr. Pepper. Bring up the fact that it's got 24 flavors if you count the aluminum from the can, the fact that it was established in 1885, or the fact that they help us fight pedophiles and make sure they're brought to justice. Now, on the count of 3, if you got your Dr. Peppers ready at home with you, go ahead and crack them open and drink them with Daddy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And let's take a sip, huh? Dr. Pepper. PodAwful.com/iTunes. Help out the show. PodAwful.com/iTunes.
Subscribe on YouTube. Leave awful comments. YouTube.com/PodAwful.
Pod Apple. Is our. What now?
Grab your Dr. Peppers. Daddy's home.
There you go. Subscribe to us on YouTube. How about that? I came up with a little commercial there. All right, so the EVIDECE has mounted. We do have the videos for you. Paul, are you back? Do you have your pizza now? Are you all good? I guess he's not back. I guess he's too busy eating.
I have my Dr. Pepper there, Daddy PS.
Oh, do you? Oh,
I do, yeah.
There you go. Chewy's drinking his DP, guys. Now, while we wait for Paul, then, what I'll do is I will reiterate, Sheffield's in full-on lockdown mode, and he is telling his fellow graffiti artists that he is being hacked, and this has nothing to do with him, and instead, it is the graffiti police in Sheffield that are trying to set him up to try to bust him because of his graffiti, not because he is a pedophile. I know what you're thinking. We haven't even seen. We haven't seen the evidence yet. I'm not kidding.
I am back, by the way.
I'm not kidding. That is really what he's trying to say. I've got the evidence for that. I have screenshots. I can prove all of this. Let me just quickly read to you some of the reactions Scott got when he posted this to our cult.
Oh, yeah. It goes on forever, by the way. Don't try to read that whole thread.
Our listener, I'm going to go through it all.
Not you, anyone.
I'm going to go through it all. Glovesbat says, oh my God. Chewy, you reacted saying this is deeply upsetting. Paul, you said, holy shit, this is disturbing. We've got Adam saying, I am very disappointed. Chewy, you asked Zan straight up. You tagged him and said, what are your crimes? I said, what the fuck? I told you guys Sheffield was no good. Cute Piku says, disgusting. Paul, you linked to the videos so that people could see them. It has many reactions. Obviously, people saw these videos. Richard says, so wait, these were videos made by Sheffield calling out his own disturbing pedo collection? It seems that way. We'll find out if that's the case or not in a second, but it seems that way. Scott says, while I used to give Sheff a hard time because I always felt he was a bit strange, I hope he gets the help he needs. And I think we all feel that way, but I believe that, personally, I believe the help he needs is the police arresting him and keeping him off the streets forever.
Let's hope he gets that help.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I agree.
So Zan himself, Sheffield himself, joins in and he says, this is their first steps in damage control. He says, oh, give me a break. He didn't spell give out.
He's already removed those videos at this point, by the way.
He says, oh, give me a break. I don't believe anything you guys put on here. You're all a bunch of hackers. You probably put them on there so you never get spammed by porn. Now, it's interesting he words it that way. It's interesting he says so you never get spammed by porn, because the videos don't exactly show porn.
No, they're not. They're like little girls posting videos of them, dancing or doing gymnastics.
There's one thing. The first video shows something that we believe is porn. The second video is not porn, but it's weird that he words it that way, right? Because these are videos posted to his account. He obviously saw them. He obviously knows the contents of them because in the videos, they're all things from his own account. And then he says, LOL, whatever, and he quit the group. He left the group after that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I get spammed by porn all the time, but it's the normal shit, like BBW and stepson and
Some might even say BBW
regular stuff.
Normal.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been spammed by child porn. Weirdly enough.
No, not child porn. That's never happened to me.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Now, Paul, what do you think? Should I play the videos now, or should we go over the other steps here?
Let's play the videos and then explain why the first one that was posted looks the way it does.
Okay, so that's a smart idea. So let's do that then. All right. Oh my God. And by the way, I do not like looking at these videos. This is for the proof. I have to prove it because he is trying to claim, he's lying, trying to claim that we hacked him and put this stuff in his account.
And put it there, yeah.
So,
and if it makes you feel any better, we had to go through much worse in finding what
I will fully admit that going through the evidence to make sure that this was 100% accurate ended up
fucking rough
with many of us getting fucked over. I'll just say that. Getting fucked over in what we had to go through to make sure this was legit. Now,
and if we'd have hacked him, that probably would be illegal, but we did not hack him at all.
This is not a hack. This was
we'll get there.
His account. Now, again, what we're about to play for you, one, it doesn't have, there's no audio from what you're about to see. So I want to say, though, the images are disturbing. I will describe for the audio listener out there what we're looking at as it plays, but I also want to lighten the mood a little bit. And so I think the only sane way of doing that is by simultaneously playing the theme song from Mr. Bean while we watch.
Yep.
Yes.
So here we go. Now what we're looking at here is Sheffield's own Rabbit stream logged into his personal Google account. There it is, Sheffield Graffiti Archaeology. It's in his Google Drive. That's what we're looking at. We go to a file that says Nikki, and it's full of pictures. Lots of pictures sent to him by a guy named Roy Williams. The date, and this is very important, the date. We met Sheffield this year. The date of this file, January 28th, 2015. It's right there on the screen. The proof is in the pudding. This is not Photoshop. Oh, God. And there you go. Photos of scantily clad little girls with text at the bottom that infers that these are part of much larger galleries of lots of photos. Now, all of the photos are fully clothed, but it's also very obvious.
Well, not fully clothed.
Sorry, you're right. That's absolutely true. You're right. Not fully clothed, but these
every preview of each album appears to have a bikini picture. Has to have a bikini picture to show what's in there.
Exactly. We have all, at least as guys, I believe, have seen similar things like this from back in the days where you would download pornography. Remember that shit? You've seen it, except when we did it...
Grown women, yeah.
They were grown fucking women.
Yeah, it would be a preview of the image gallery that you were about to download.
Now, I want to go to the chat room and see what they're saying in there, because they have now seen the actual evidence. This is not all the evidence. Remember, the evidence is mounting.
This is the beginning of the evidence.
This is the beginning of evidence. Let's see what they're saying in there. Pudding Boy jokingly says, hacked. I Heart Gibson says, no. Jesus fucking Christ, they're saying. Can Jesse get in trouble showing this? No, they're clothed. It's what those pictures likely linked to that would be the problem. Now, there were no, I will say this. We're not gonna fucking lie or try to make things out to be worse than they are. There were no links in that file. And that was
correct.
And that was the only file in his drive that we could find of this nature. But it's not.
We were ready to write it off, honestly.
We were ready to write. We said, you know what?
We spent a lot of time. In fact, Chewy was like, "There's nothing more. I'm leaving. I'm done."
No, I said because that was in his Google Drive, that could have been sent to him. He might have clicked on it, not knowing what it was, and we can't go out and put this guy on blast over this.
There's the possibility.
Yeah, on that.
There's the possibility that it was sent to him. He goes, "Oh, what the fuck?" Clicks away from it, just to like you and I would. Like everybody,
anybody who's familiar with Google Drive, if someone shares something with you, it's, by the way, go look at your Google Drives, guys, because it will be in a folder called shared with you permanently.
Everybody, and by the way, everybody who has ever emailed me, this has now been shared with you. I have now shared it to your Google Drive.
The party van is on the way.
And Chewy's, he pointed out constantly that, you know, Sheffield's dumb enough that he would have no idea this is here.
Right.
But to clear things up, it does get worse, and it is 100% accurate to say he's a pedophile.
Small Ryan in the chat room says, there is no God. I think that's how we all felt seeing this. But again, we were being level-headed about it. We said, if we're going to make sure that this is real, we've got to make sure there's more to it than this. If that happened to me, if somebody sent me that shit, I know what my reaction would be. It would be to click away, and then I might be so disgusted I would walk away from the computer and then forget to delete it later. And it's from 2 years ago. So that's
exactly what I said. We can't put him on blast for that.
Let's be very clear. He clicked that link. This was shared with him in February of 2017.
Wait,
you can see it at the beginning of that video.
Oh, was it shared with him then?
Yes, that's when he clicked on that link.
Oh, okay. The file, though, was created in 2015. Okay.
Correct. The file itself was uploaded.
All right. Then correction then. This is from the time that we knew Sheffield, but from months ago. If we were doing this, we would have had to have set this up a long time ago. That might even predate him still.
That's pre PODAWFUL Sheffield.
I think February predates Sheffield.
I think February does predate our knowledge of Sheffield as a listener of this show. I think it's before he joined Friday Night Hangout Explosion. So, all right, Paul, why don't you go ahead and give the people the reason that video...
So if you want to pull the very beginning of the video up again,
let's do that.
You'll notice that this is a Rabbit Hangout. This is what Rabbit Hangouts look like. And if you look at the far top right corner of the screen, it is Sheffield's room. However, on the bottom of the screen, there is no Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield was in his room. Sheffield, it was one of those nights where I let Sheffield post his thing to the group, and I went, let's see what happens. And
everybody was in Discord. I was bored. I said, hey, guys, let's go into Sheffield's room and watch his stream. It might be good.
For the first time ever, I let it go, and something happened. Go on.
Right. Paul. Yeah. I joined hoping to make content for the show because there has to be something, right? So I joined, and it looked very similar to the way it does now, except Sheffield was in there talking and watching his own videos, which, if you know what dead air is, you know what a Sheffield video sounds like.
Let's get to the point.
All right. So, someone who I don't know if he wants to be named was in there at the time. And was chit-chatting with Sheffield.
A regular, trusted listener of our show.
Right. In fact, he's never been accused of betraying the show or anything. He is a trusted member of the show, guys. Yeah. So anyway, he left almost immediately as I got in there. And Sheffield missed it. So if Sheffield assumed I was that person, right? And after a bit of time, he left. Sheffield did. Except with Rabbit, if you don't close the room before you leave, you then pass the control to whoever else is left in the room.
Right. So again, Rabbit's whole conceit is sharing videos, sharing media with people, and
But if you don't want to share, they give you the option of logging into a virtual machine and showing things that way, which is what Sheffield did and logged into his own Google account.
So Sheffield was logged into his own YouTube to show his own YouTube videos to himself, of himself, and because of that, and because he left without removing the remote control from the group, you guys were left with the remote.
Well, no, not only that, it's one thing to be left with the remote. He didn't log out of his Google account.
Right.
It's kind of like going to the library to check on your child porn collection and then not logging out before you leave. So anybody who walks by can check it out.
So let's be clear. Let's be very clear about something. This is not hacking.
That's right. It's literally walking into the library and logging in and logging away.
This would be hacking in the same way it would be stealing someone's car if they handed you the key, opened the door for you, and then motioned in their arms, going, go in, and then left. And by the way, when they left, they put a jetpack on and flew into the sun.
Well, not only that, the whole point behind Rabbit is that we're all sharing one browser. So, I mean,
that's right. Yes.
If that's not permission to go do whatever you want, I don't know what is.
He gave me permission. So you know, as you do, I spent a lot of time trying to change his password. Now,
hang on. Let's be clear. That's probably illegal, Paul. But I was not there for this.
No. Jesse didn't come. This was very early, actually.
Very early on.
So another person who will not be named came in as soon as I found the Google Drive. All right. And was even more disgusted than I was, and was on the hunt at that point. He had something to prove and wanted to make sure nothing else was there.
I will say this. Once this stuff started going on, and once you guys started finding that first bit, Paul did message me on Facebook and said, you got to come see this. Sheffield might be a pedo. And I actually did not respond for hours, I think.
No. In fact, a couple hours after that, I sent him another one that said, actually, we may have very little evidence. Because at this point, I was done, Chewy was done, and this other unnamed person said, fuck that, we're not done. There's more to go through.
This was before the EVIDECE had mounted.
That's correct. And as soon as we found what you saw in the EVIDECE is mounting video, I had to pull Jesse in.
So, all right, hang on. Now, people are going to start questioning.
I walked away, but Paul and our unknown operative were like fucking internet Batman and Robin. They just kept digging and digging and digging. They were really, really trying to find child porn, which is kind of weird.
It was mostly Paul and it was mostly Paul and a secret operative, and the secret operative was the Batman in that scenario. Sorry, Paul, you were wrong.
No. You're absolutely correct.
But you were a sort of a ward, a boy wonder. You were wearing little short shorts and ties.
By the way, guys, if you don't know this, you can go to google.com/takeout and download an archive of your entire Google account that includes things you've deleted.
So Batman and Robin downloaded Sheffield's entire Google history, which is now on the internet for anyone to check to make sure that what we're saying is correct. Again, I didn't do that. I don't know how legal that is, but the evidence has mounted. I do want to clear something up, though, Paul. This story makes it pretty clear, I think, that Sheffield did not upload those videos.
Sheffield, I have to disagree with that. Sheffield's account definitely uploaded those videos.
Sheffield's account
it was
did.
Batman who did it.
It was Batman.
It may not have been Batman who published those videos.
What do we know about Batman? He doesn't kill, but he makes sure the criminal's left for the cops to take care of, right? He leaves the evidence of the criminal behind, with a batarang sitting there and a note saying, "Come get 'em, boys."
Come get 'em, boys.
By the way, guys, let's do a quick "Come get 'em, boys," because we do. By the way, Sheffield, I know you're watching. I know that Sheffield is definitely watching this shit right now. If he's not watching live, he's definitely watching this after the fact. So, Sheffield, here's the thing. Feel free to Skype in, and I want to hear your side. I want you to argue your side, because what we're about to show...
Now is the time to call it.
What we're about to show is going to prove our side of this. You cannot refute what we're going to show on this show. And this is stuff that needs to be sent out. And by the way, the police have already been contacted in some form, and they will continue being contacted, but I am willing to hear your side. I really am. The only caveat to that is, when you call in, I need you to say, "Here's the pedophile. Come get him, boys." And then I'm willing to hear anything you have to say. All right? Those are the rules. Those are the rules. But I do want you to defend yourself. So the Skype name's PODAWFUL. I know you have no idea how technology works, and you probably don't know how to call in. But that's how you can get to us. I know you're watching this.
He knows how some technology works.
I know you're watching this. I know you were watching it last night when we tried doing the show last night, and that was taken from us. So, Sheffield, I want to hear you out, buddy. Well, let's not say buddy, but I want to hear you out. I really do. I want to hear your side of it, because it's about to start looking real bad. Now, Sheffield's account uploaded those videos. Scott was unaware, because Scott's on Australia time. He was totally unaware of everything that's going on. Let's skip ahead to the part where I joined in. You guys caught me up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no. Once we found the takeout link, so to speak, and I did a bit of snooping and found, honestly, it was one piece of evidence that needed Chewy found as okay. Yes, we're in. This is it. He's convicted at this point.
Yeah, I was against uploading the video, all of this. I thought we pulled the trigger way too early, but then I saw this bit, and I'm all in at this point.
Yep.
Now,
this was disgusting. This was the smoking gun. I think they
Jesse
call it on Fox
News. Of opening this piece of evidence without ad block on in incognito.
Whoa! You guys are skipping way ahead. I haven't even shown the second video yet. I'm not going to show that evidence.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and show the second video.
Yeah. You guys are jumping.
Video.
You guys are really jumping the gun here. Now, by the way, I will say this: I did join the investigation at this point. You can refer to me as, I don't know who's.
You'd be like Batgirl, I guess.
No, you're Commissioner.
No, I'm the Oracle. So I'm Batgirl after she was paralyzed and in a wheelchair. So I mean that's true. I don't like it, but let's be honest. Paul's Robin. I'm Batgirl. I'm hot at least. So I did join the investigation of this part, and I personally found the. And by the way, I didn't have to be in his account to find this. This was public the whole time. Is the crazy part.
Yeah, publicly shared.
This was publicly shared. The second video, which was recorded by Batman, not me. The second video is a public playlist he had that he named Watch for Later, that features a lot of technically legal videos on YouTube. It's YouTube, for crying out loud. They're not going to have, but so crazy a thing.
It also included some deleted videos.
But this is where we go. This is the point where we went from going on Chewy's side, where it's like, well, this could be nothing. And I think this is when I found this, I think this is when Paul, you, and I, and Batman were all like, okay, we need to look further because there's definitely something here. And this wasn't the only playlist either that he had of shit like this. As you can see from the thumbnail itself, the very first thumbnail itself, it starts with a man massaging a topless.
Yeah, I think Chewy admitted later on, he said he hadn't seen this, and had he seen this, he would have been all in it.
Oh no, if I'd have seen this one, I'd be.
All right, so again,
I don't crucifying the guy right away.
I don't like playing this. I don't like making you watch this. You can look away. This is for evidence. This is so he can't say that he had no part in this. We could not hack him to have a playlist that had been on his account for a long time that was filled with videos of Russian little girls half naked dancing around, and much worse.
This video was the hardest part of the night for me. It made me fucking sick.
Chewy, I only wish this video was the hardest part of the night for me. Ladies and gentlemen, to dull our senses a little bit, once again, the Mr. Bean theme song.
Thank you.
Here we go. Ugh. Fuck. All right, so a dude is sexually massaging a child. You can see this is Sheffield's account. You can see that this is his playlist called Watch for Later. Batman's clicking around through the file so you can see the videos. You can see the damage. Here's another little girl. It's all Spanish and Russian little girls. Every title's in either Russian or Cyrillic or whatever, and Spanish. This is clearly, oh God, a little girl bending over. Ugh. I don't know that I want to sit here and even describe this. You might just have to watch the video version of this guy. I don't know if I can sit here and look at this. This is not cool. But I would swear under oath on a stack of Qurans that this was a YouTube playlist that Sheffield created and had been on his timeline for some time. And by the way, I wouldn't make a playlist that's called Watch the Number 4 Later, all one word. That's something you have to be a diseased Sheffield brain to think of. All right? And the video is still going. I mean, video after video. We're probably 10 videos deep at this point. Video after video after video. Some of the videos have been removed, by the way. I can't add a deleted video to a playlist, by the way. Think about it like that. If we were setting him up, you can't add a deleted video to a playlist. So obviously the video was deleted after the fact, which makes you wonder what the fuck was in that video that it got deleted. Here's a little girl putting on lipstick. And parents, for the love of God, keep your children away from goddamn YouTube. There should be no videos of your children on the internet. Oh.
My daughter isn't going to even know about the internet until she's at least 17.
She shouldn't even...
She'd have no clue that it even exists.
Don't ever let her ever find out about it. All right, so here's an ad. You know what? You get it. I got to kill it. There's more. You can see how much longer the video goes. There's more. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I will still listen to Mr. Bean, though. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so... I mean, sickening. Sickening shit. Angie, when you joined in on this, because after I came in, then some of you guys had come back. You and Chewy were playing video games and stuff. What did you think when you saw that was the video called EVIDECE is Mounting? What did you think when you saw that?
Well, I knew right then and there that there was something to it, and he is a pedo, and he's a piece of shit.
Right. Now let's go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, and I felt really sick.
We were sick to our stomachs at this point. And that's not even the smoking gun. I have the smoking gun here. I would like to show you the smoking gun.
Again, guys, go to google.com/takeout, download your entire Google archive, and you will find emails that you thought you would delete it, for example.
So, Robin found some deleted emails. Pretty stroke of genius move here. There wasn't much in Sheffield's Google account, to be honest. There wasn't a lot to it. And we really thought we were about to let him go for a minute. We really thought, even with that YouTube playlist, we thought it was sick, and we definitely would have made fun of him and called him out for it in the group. But we wouldn't have done a whole show about that. But then we found the smoking gun. Because Paul, being the boy wonder he is, he knew he could find worse. He knew there was more to this. And he knew that he could find those deleted emails. Turns out there's a lot of deleted emails, right, Paul?
Thousands, yeah.
Thousands. Now, in just one of those thousands, and I'm sure we could have done more digging and found other stuff. This is just what we got to. You'll recall that Sheffield tried to claim that he was hacked, that we were setting him up, so on and so forth. Well, I responded to that with a screenshot and this message. I said, and when you got hacked, did they sign you up for this child porn account? Because this was linked in the description of one of those videos. And of course, I was referring to the entire archive of his Google history when I say linked to in the description. So I'm going to show you this email. This is from Sheffield's emails, his deleted files. He thought no one would ever see this again. Keep in mind, this is a guy covering his tracks. If you have nothing to hide, you don't cover your tracks. This is dated 12/25/2016, long before we ever met Sheffield. 5:48 p.m. from support@models-forum.org. I'm going to tell you now, do not go to that website.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Do not go to that website. This is not a joke. This is not...
Google Chrome will not let you go to that website.
Yeah, Google Chrome actually knew better than me for once and tried to prevent me from going to his website. I wish to God I had listened to Google Chrome. It tried to tell me it was no good. Don't go. It gave me that red screen saying, go back now. All ye who enter are doomed. So... do not go to that website. This isn't a joke. This isn't a setup. This isn't to be like, it's actually a fine website and we're using this as our lie. I'm telling you, don't do it. I warned you. And if we ever find this in your history, in the future, you can't say I didn't warn you. Mm-hmm. All right? Support@models-forum.org. Subject, welcome to Models Forum. To Zanster 181 superchrome181@gmail.com.
Zanster, by the way, Zanster and 181. That.
Oh, I just want to confirm.
Those numbers. Those are consistent with a lot of his other.
That's true.
Again,
absolutely.
Again, his real name is Zan. And as we saw in a video from 1999, so we can't fake this shit, a documentary that is featured with his face and voice in it, he goes by the name Chrome, which he misspells Crome, which is consistent with superchrome181. So his email is 181. He spells out the ones. This username is Zanster, featuring his actual first name and 181 the numerals. And it says, welcome to Models Forum Forums. That's a bit of a redundancy.
I just want to point out, I did find and confirm that is an active username on that forum.
Active. It says, please keep this email for your records. Your account information is as follows. And this is, by the way, something we've all seen when we've signed up for websites and forums and things like that. This is a standard email that you get when you personally sign up for an account. Again, in 2016 this happened. Oh my God. This happened on Christmas Day. He did this. 12/25.
Oh fuck!
12/20. It just hit me. This is fucking Christmas that he did this.
In his parents' house.
In a house he shares with his elderly parents. a 40...
Well, that makes sense. His mom probably gave him some Christmas money, was burning a hole in his pocket, and he thought, why don't I go online and just buy some child porn?
So much more sickening.
Now, I ain't no Christian. I have no truck
Happy birthday, Jesus.
I have no truck for the religious. I still find that particularly sick. That is not something that I had realized before, but that's where we are.
As soon as he got that envelope with that bit of Christmas money from his mommy, he couldn't even spend the rest of Christmas with his family. He had to go straight downstairs, straight to the child porn.
I want to say this before I continue reading our smoking gun. I realize this episode's going a little long. Those of you watching the video version of this on YouTube, you can check out the after show in our pizza fund. That's our bonus content section where you get access to all of our bonus shows, pre-shows, after shows, World War, Craigslist Roulette, all the amazing stuff we do. Go check it out over at PODAWFUL.pizza. The remainder of this show will be behind the pizza fund. Okay, let me play a quick thing for that.
Support the show. Join the pizza fund. PODAWFUL.pizza.
Pizza.
PODAWFUL.pizza.
Again, PODAWFUL.pizza, guys. If you want to support the show, it's the only way we can do this without running ads on our show. We also want to remove our YouTube ads, so that's a goal of ours. You can help us meet those goals, keep those nice things we do for the show going, and help keep the show itself running. PODAWFUL.pizza. Get yourself some bonus content and make PodAwful the greatest show on earth. Again, we're going to continue this on the after show. If you want to see the video evidence, you got to join that pizza fund. Those of you listening to the audio version, you can hear everything in the free audio feed after this. But we're going to wrap it up for the video version here, and we'll check you out over in the Pod After Show. So until next time, have an awful day.
Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. podawful.com/support. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.